Hey, it's Miss Hooper, and this is another practicing help video, which will hopefully inspire you to practice with intention to be successful in orchestra. As always, a lot of these videos, well, so far all my videos have been inspired by the book Practicing with Purpose by David Kish. I highly recommend you get this book if you want to seriously take your practicing to the next level. I've been playing on my instrument for over 30 years, and I'm getting inspired by this book, and I'm learning from this book. So get this book. Anyway, let's go on to Practicing with Purpose, the title. We all know that we need to practice, but what you do during the practice will make a big difference as to whether or not you're successful. There's a difference between practicing with intention and with deliberation and just running through the motions. You don't want to simply be killing time, like checking off on a list, okay, I practiced, now let's go play. And you certainly don't want to treat your practice session like you're doing time in a prison. You want to go in with a plan and make your practice time very intentional so that you can achieve what you want to achieve. And a deliberate practice session, well, deliberate practice in general, comes with three things. Every time you go to practice, you need to have three things before you even set the stage. Number one, you need to have a mental representation of what you're trying to achieve. In other words, you need to know what you're supposed to sound like before you try to learn it. And a good example of this is many kids starting out on their instruments and immediately begin trying to figure out the Baby Shark song. They know what it sounds like in their head because they've been hearing it and singing it a lot. So when they figure it out on the instrument, they don't even need like sheet music to, or something on a piece of paper to tell them what it is. They explore it, and when they put their fingers down and it doesn't sound right, they try another note. But they keep trying until they get the sound that they want. But they had to know what they were shooting for first. So mental representation is so important. Fortunately, we live in an age where a lot of this representation is so very easily accessible to us. We have YouTube. Many of the method books, such as Essential Elements and String Basics, have websites and software where you can listen to the songs you're practicing and even record yourself doing those songs. The public library has many CDs that you can check out and listen to. There's also streaming services like Amazon, Pandora, Spotify, where you can listen to a lot of songs that you're trying to learn. That's the good news, is that you have all this readily accessible to you, but you do want to make sure you find good examples. For example, you don't want to go to YouTube and listen over and over to somebody doing a song badly, because that's how you're going to learn it, is badly. So you need to have good representations of what you're supposed to sound like so you know what you're trying to achieve. The next thing you want is the ability to produce that goal. For example, earlier this week, the Lamar High School Symphony Orchestra, that's the top orchestra at Lamar High, performed an incredible concert, and the pieces they performed were just breathtakingly beautiful. They left the entire audience stunned, and I was proud to see my kids up there. But, the music that they played, these were mainly juniors and seniors in that high-level orchestra. As a first or second year player, you can't expect yourself to play that kind of music. You have to be very realistic in what you're trying to achieve. Now, is that a long-term goal that you can set? Absolutely. Having long-term goals will help you set up your short-term goals. But don't go into a practice room thinking that you're going to perform something way up here when your current level is more like this. So you want to set smaller, more achievable goals, and you want to make sure you can actually achieve those goals with practice. And we'll be talking about that in another video. The third thing that you need for a successful practice session is the ability to monitor and reflect on how your practicing goes. And while you're actually practicing, you need to be able to diagnose problems. When you hear a certain squeak, you need to be able to go, okay, what caused that squeak? What can I do to try to fix that squeak? The last thing you want to do is run through the motions. Just go through and say, I did it when I really didn't. You also want to be able to reflect. At the end of the practice time, you want to stop and go, okay, what did I do well? What worked? Where did I get better? And you also want to be able to go, okay, what am I going to do next time to make it even better? So you want to focus on the current positive and the future positive in your reflection. Again, during monitoring, you need to be able to stop and diagnose, be able to explore, investigate what's going on, break things down. But you can't just simply go through the motions. So, again, these are the 3 things that you need in every deliberate practice session to be successful. Mental representation, know what you should sound like. Have the ability to actually produce the goal, and the ability to monitor and reflect on your practice session so you can adjust your goals accordingly. I will be doing further videos about these topics as well as other topics. I'm going to go ahead and post some links down below on that will help you with some of this, especially things such as the mental representation, getting good examples. And let me know what you think. I look forward to catching you in the next video. Take care.